you ain't in the way. I'm playing song.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing. Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the Stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too. It is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that, and that is the worry workshop.
Right?
So pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and you can sign up right there and find out how you. And remember, sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones, help them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift of a worry-free existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the Stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too. It is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that, and that is the worry workshop. So pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com.
Can you just stand there for a second?
And you can sign up right there and find out how. And
Hold
remember,
right here.
sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones,
just say good
help
morning.
them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift.
For purposes of this recording, can we fill up this front row up here?
Existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day.
Just say, yeah. Wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Could we possibly sit back to fill the room up today.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the mindfulness stress relief coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately?
Oh, take it off the
Book
loop.
your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks,
All right.
the mindfulness stress relief coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Does not matter. It does not matter how long it took. I hope you feel as good as you look. Welcome to the September meeting of the Westside Ministers Coalition. And we always start with prayer and scripture. So let us bring to the podium our very own Pastor Norma Tyson. Let's give her a welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our scripture reading is from Colossians 3rd chapter, the 23rd and the 24th verse. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ. Our Father and our God, it is again that we stand before you to tell you thank you. We thank you for this day that you have made. We thank you for allowing us to enter in and to participate in it. We ask your blessings upon all your people. We ask your blessings upon this meeting. We ask that the information be presented. Let it go back into our communities and be a blessing and a help to our people. We thank you for allowing us to come together. We ask all these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And thank you, Pastor Tyson, for the word of the day and the scriptures. We appreciate it. Give her a warm round of applause. And for those of us who walked out the door this morning, how many had some quiet time this morning before we left home? I see 1, 2, 3 hands. Uh-oh, that means we got work to do. So everything out your hand, feet flat on the floor, everything out your hand, eyes closed, heart open, and simply start the process of breathing in through the nose and blowing it out through your mouth. Okay, inhale deeply. And when you breathe, I want to see your chest expand. That's how you get the full experience of this meditation. So inhale deeply through the nose. Feel that chest expand, hold it, and blow it out through the mouth. Oh yeah, I see some chest. One more, inhale deeply. Hold it, and exhale, blow it out. Once more, inhale deeply. Hold it, and blow it out. Now, as you continue the process of keeping your eyes closed and continuing the breathing process, don't worry, you won't fall asleep, I'll wake you up. Simply breathe in and breathe out and give thanks for the power of the breath. Because the breath is what will calm you down in times of chaos and confusion. Somebody comes into your space with chaos and confusion, you simply start breathing. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, that rids the body of the fight or flight syndrome. So you are now at peace. The heart can slow down, the mind can stop racing. And that's why we breathe in. Hold it. And we breathe out. So take one long, last, deep inhale deeply. Hold it. And as you exhale, bring your head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left. Slow down, don't be too fast. There you go. You're just beginning around to the back and to the right. And bringing that head around. And head up, back to the center. Head up, inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring your head back down, chin to chest, and rotate that head to the right. Slow down. I want you to feel the stretch in your neck. Bring it around to the back, go to the left, and slowly bring it around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. Look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Exhale, and bring your head back around. Inhale once more. And turn your head to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. And bring that head back, face forward. Take one long, last, deep inhale deeply. And stretch those arms and twist if you can, but definitely stretch those arms. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just activated the happiness gene. So you're wondering why you're walking around with a smile on your face all day. All you had to do was start breathing. Now, how do you feel? Wonderful. That's what we want to hear. And that is something that you can practice on your own. Doesn't take 5 or 10 minutes. You can do it in 60 seconds. So when people come into your space to attack you physically, mentally, or emotionally, you just start breathing. And they will probably look at you like you have lost your last mind. But that's okay. Especially if you got a little garlic or a little onion on your breath, and you forgot to brush your teeth. So when you exhale, blow it out from your mouth. So, and I promise you, they will back it up. So that is your mindfulness meditation today. I'm your host, Blvd Speaks. And now it is your turn to stand up and look at the camera and tell us who you are and what organization you're from. Save the information to the end of the program, and we'll let everybody come up. Right now, just stand up and give us your name and your organization, starting right here.
Anthony Travis, aka the Tax Doctor, Westside Ministers Coalition, and We the People Coalition to Save Illinois.
All right. Next. Yeah, I had to hold it up for you. Go ahead.
Tayshawn Brown, Bill, Community Wellness Navigator.
All right. Thank you.
Brian Harris, Youth Leadership Coordinator for Blue.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Latanya McGavey, Community Liaison of the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, Community Justice Center West.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Max Turner. I'm the coordinator of the Peace and Justice Center over at Bill.
All right. Bill all up in the house today.
Morning, I am Christy. I'm the manager of the Center at the
My name is Sean Price. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
My name is Sean Price, and I'm the director of Peace and Justice Center at Bill.
All right.
Yeah, we all
Wonderful. Next. Anybody? Somebody.
Nelson Lewis, loudest extraordinary. She's excellent on the flute. She is excellent, and you will see more of her in the near future. And in regards to, I will just say this, and I will say because our kids used to be exposed to a lot of different things, and she has her degrees in music and in theater.
All right.
And so, we're gonna give her our because our babies need what she has.
All right then.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Mary, Ambassador Mary L. Stokes, founder and president of the Mahogany Heritage Foundation and Women's Unity Forum.
Amen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Loretta Brown Miller. I'm from the Chicago Park District. I am in legislative and community affairs years I do community engagement. Welcome to wonderful Columbus Park Rectory. If you have any special needs that you would like to host at this venue, please feel free to see myself or I will direct you to the staff. You're always welcome here at Columbus Park Rectory. And I am cancer free.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angel Edmond, and I'm a part of the public affairs team at COPA, which is the Civilian Office of Police.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent Carter, representative of the then we just extend our service to what we're
Police and Contact within EC 3 1
Respect Coalition, Illinois Alliance, and a lot of others. She got a whole lot of time. But anyway, I'm glad good to see everybody, and everybody have a blessed day.
Good morning. My name is Ricky Chida. I am with the community secretary with the city of Chicago. My role there is twofold. I hold tables in some of the communities impacted most by gun violence, and it's a weekly cadence talking about, oh, so sorry. And then also with services at state. Everyone will get a chance afterwards to make this commitment.
Good morning.
Lady, you make sure you get checked in this morning.
Good morning, I'm Reggie Little, leader of Financial Partnership with Great Lakes Commission.
Good morning.
Bless you.
Good morning, listeners. I'm Pastor
Everyone, my name is Star Brother. I'm the Constant Senator and Community Engagement Coordinator. Thank you.
My name is Derek Brother, I'm the Eastern Secretary.
He did what he's supposed to do. He just said,
Name and organization.
name an organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Maria Hernandez, and I work for the Parent, Children, and Family Services. I do recruitment and resources. I recruit foster parents.
I'm only working best in the also adopted the purpose following up from agency, also discuss issues that normally don't discuss by us. We have congressmen that is over the House Ways and Means Committee. We need to have information from our congressmen.
Thank you. Father.
Good morning, and my father and everyone.
Good morning, my name is Elizabeth.
Good morning, I'm Daniel Burger Berry. I'm with the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jill Bush, and I am the Director of Community Engagement for Alderman Christina Herald, 394.
Good morning, my name is Dr. Diane Pine, pastor of Life Peace International Ministry and member of the West Side District Coalition.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Christine. I'm CEO and President of the Westside Ministers Coalition. Welcome to everyone. And I think it's one yeah, coming in. Pastor Tyson.
Good morning, I'm Pastor Norma Tyson, pastor of St. John Wilberforce Church and board member of Westside Ministers Coalition.
Joy Baby, please, is she lovely? You know I got to say thank you so much, everybody. Erica, I'm just helping out. Appreciate you just helping out. It just helping out. Thank you so very much. Give yourself a great round of applause. Zelda Robinson, host of Express Beauty, and I want to bring you to the podium. Oh, this working woman behind the scenes for the West Side Ministers Coalition. President and CEO of Blvd. Let's give her a big round.
Wanted to share with everyone, we did all the introductions, our vision. And our vision is to provide services that will initiate self-help efforts to improve the Austin community of Chicago in areas of housing, reentry, public safety, clergy involvement, education, and higher education, health, energy conservation, community, youth, economic development, to work in cooperation with other organizations sharing similar values and accomplishing our goals. And so we just want to say thank you for coming today. We want you to come back again. And you know, we do have an initiative that we're working on, and we will be rolling, sharing with those and see who's going to be on the panel in regards to our disaster preparedness plan. Man-made disasters as well as natural disasters. And as we can see that it's happening. And so I'm glad Bill is here because we were working, we had a meeting already. We had a meeting, but we'll get into that a little later on. I want to finish with, I know Elder Turner, it's going to deal with health. Please, if you want to give a donation, please do that. If you want to remember, we will be sending out for those who would like to be a member of the Westside Ministers.
And we have envelopes here.
And we have envelopes for that if you would like to be a member. And we would like to appreciate all of the people here who are members already. We work with a lot of churches. We work with the churches here on the west side, south side, north side, east side. But we have a core group of churches here in the Austin community, like the Pastor Smiths, the Dr. Bodies. We work with quite a few other churches. And we support one another, especially when it comes to different things. We've got this church here. We used to be right across the street from you guys at the Y, but now we're at the Austin Town. That's where our meeting is at. So we are going to have some initiatives that are moving forward, and I will be reaching out to you guys to see if you want to partner. And in all the churches. And we have another church here that's a new church, and we do have some other ones. So they do get the minutes, they do get updates of what we're doing. It's just we're a little stretched out now with all the things and dynamics that's going on. Amen. I want to thank Ms. Swoles, Mahogany Foundation. I was the past Miss Mahogany USA Queen many years ago. But I remember charm school, books on my head. I was truly a tomboy. Look, gym shoes, t-shirts, blue jeans, and climbing trees. Won't he do it? That's all I can say. Won't he do it? So I want to say thank you. So that'll be passed out to everyone. I think moving forward, when you come in, we'll try to make sure that you receive a donation envelope. If you want to be a member, please let her know in moving forward. So if we could have Elder Turner to come up, and she's going to give us just a snippet on health. As we see that, you know, COVID is on the rise again. I'm hoarse because I'm dealing with allergies, really bad. But and I wanted to share why she's coming up. How was the classic? Football classic. You had a good time? Okay. We had access to tickets at a discounted rate, so they were able to go and take a group to the football class. Okay.
Right there, bottom part where it says buy one Jimmy. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I rushed in this morning. My intention was to bring something. My intention was to bring a can of Campbell's soup, a box of Cheerios, and one other item. And since I didn't, let me ask you, before I get ask you to read it, how many of you all eat Campbell's soup? A lot of them. How about Cheerios, cereal, dry cereal? Okay. Now, do you ever read the back of the box? Okay. You're looking at the sodium, which is good. Okay, that's right.
All the stuff that you can't pronounce.
And you're right. But have you noticed now at the very bottom, they have, we lost it.
Yeah, it disappeared. Well, when you
They
get
have something else. And she's going to read that to you as soon as I get it back right quick.
And I will be reading from the back of the can. And I was told by a nutritionist, if there are 3 more ingredients in it, you probably shouldn't be eating because the rest of it will garbage. And I do know for a fact that the lining that they use in canned food, which we love for convenience, the lining has lead in it. And well, that's poison, so that's enough to stop eating canned foods. Okay. When she showed me this, oh Lord have mercy, yes. Directions. This is hankering for hearty health. I guess that's the soup, right? Uh-oh.
It did it again.
These things are so sensitive.
Yeah, I know, but more than 3 ingredients, you really don't want to eat it. And if you cannot pronounce any of them, like the 15 letters in it, pretty much bioengineered, let me read this right before this contains bioengineered food ingredients, not food ingredients. These ingredients from canola oil, worst oil on the planet, and we think it's the best. Corn oil, number 2 worst to use. Soy and sugar, 2 product comes from genetically modified crops. So you're basically eating poison. We are basically eating poison. If you're not using it, I don't want to tell you.
Okay, so let me ask you, you heard of genetically modified?
GMO. All the time.
Okay, so what is, in your opinion, what do you think it is?
Something they made up in the lab.
Yeah, it's stuff grown in the lab, but
It's not real.
inside the yard, inside the farms.
Yeah, it's
Stuff they use the DNA to reproduce and clone.
Say that.
Wow, come on, like you said, clone?
Yeah, they clone vegetables.
They cloned Tyrone, did you see that picture?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
You know, we're joking about it, but they do clone, they clone cows now, as well as pigs, and some other animals. And I remember years ago, they used to say, everybody has a twin. And a few months or a few weeks ago,
on the news, they said there are 4 of you now.
Oh.
So where did the other 2 come from?
No, 3.
Repeat that, Miss Nora.
Instead of you having a twin, there are 4. So that means there's 3 other people who look just like you.
Wow. So when somebody tell you they saw somebody look like you, they meant that. They look just like you because it was a clone.
So anyway, we don't know. Okay, so what I want to do is, what I want to do is wake up your interest in what's going on around you, because sometimes we don't pay attention. We got to pay attention to what you eat. You got to pay attention to what they say on the news and listen to what they're not telling you too, because you don't always get the whole truth. Not to say that they are not intentional, that they're intentionally doing it, but we have got to learn to listen. Now, GMO is genetically modified organism that can come from an animal, it can come from a plant, it can come from a microbe, whose DNA has been altered using genetic engineering. Genetic engineering.
Yeah.
All right, so genetic engineering allows the foreign gene to be placed into food products, and that's what's happening now. So what is the process of creating a GMO? What researchers do, they look at the genes of the plant and the trait that they're looking for, such as resistance to insects. They pull out that gene, they make copies of it in the lab, and they put these copies into other plants. And now they got a whole new species of plant that they have created. So that's what's been going on with our vegetables, some of our vegetables. Corn, tomato, and that's another reason why we have to be sure what we eat, know what we eat, know if it has any side effects that are good to you, good for you, or not. So you need to know the pros and cons of GMO, is what I'm basically saying. And this started back in 1990. That's when the human diet started to change. And what happened is that they did something which they should not have done. And in 1992, the FDA ruled without any scientific basis that genetically engineered foods represent no difference or no risk other than traditional foods. And they just did this by word of mouth, not by research or analysis. So even the FDA scientists said, no, that's ridiculous. You know, they know nothing about genetics, and what they're doing is playing safety roulette with our food. So the question is, why has it not been stopped? And part of the answer is because the FDA has a close relationship with certain agricultural food companies. And one of the lawyers for an agricultural company also worked for the FDA. So you got somebody working for this large company, that's agricultural manufacturer, and you got somebody in the FDA. He's working on both sides. That's very interesting. So,
double agent.
Conflict of interest. You would think. And the man is a lawyer. Now, there were several big companies during this time. Monsanto, educational company, DuPont, Dow, DuPont, and Syngenta, and later Bayer Aspirin Company bought Monsanto. Now Monsanto, Monsanto was created by a man who lived here in Chicago years ago. And he went to Missouri and he started the company up there. So he and others, they got together and they got their stuff going through the FDA, who at that time wasn't up on their game. I'll just say it like that. So the question is, what crops were produced in the United States that we are eating now? The pink pineapple, apples, potatoes, canola, soybeans, corn, summer squash, cotton, sugar, and papaya. So the majority of the tomatoes that we are eating right now was extracted from a gene from a fish. It's the Arctic flounder fish, and that allowed it to produce, once they put it back into the tomato, not only in the summertime, but you have tomatoes growing in the wintertime as well. Okay, another plant is soy.
Straight up.
And soy, remember at one time soy was the thing.
Yep.
Because I remember getting the soy burger, soy this, soy that, and then they found later, no, soy is no good for you. And it says here that soy produces sulfides in the body. And these sulfides deplete the body of iron and oxygen. And even before that, George Washington Carver said soy is no good for you. Now he was a botanist from way back. And they said, you should not be eating soy because it is a toxin. And even during and right before the 1960s, ranchers were not feeding their animals soy because they knew it was toxic. But we're doing it now. So it makes you wonder, why are we doing it now? We love our people, right? Okay, rice is another product that has been tampered with as well.
Would you say rice?
Rice. Rice and rice. So very nice. Okay. Rice has arsenic in it. What? Yes.
Wow.
And eating this produces a glycemic spike, which is dangerous for diabetics and compromises the mucous membrane.
Wow.
So we need to know what we eat. They say you are what you eat, but do you know what you're eating or what's eating you?
Yeah.
Is the question. Okay, so we'll quickly wrap this up. The pros of GMOs: the increased shelf life, supposed to be cheaper to produce and cost less. They are supposed to have added nutrients and fewer pesticides are used, and they have the ability to thrive in harsh climates, such as drought or heat. Some of the cons of it changes, or the question mark, it changes human DNA. Some people have raised up fears that eating GMO food will lead to genetic changes in humans. And fragments of DNA from food can and does enter into the bloodstream and body organs. But there is no complete evidence of that, but that is suspected and needs some further research. The other con is antibiotic resistance. So there are some medications that now people are becoming resistant to that are antibiotics. And they have to join different antibiotics together. Allergic reaction is another thing. And I'm thinking of soy. If you combine a gene from the Brazil nut with a soybean, if you're allergic to the nuts, then you're going to have a reaction. But how do you know if they don't tell you?
You don't.
Okay. So, is eating GMO safe?
Never.
It all depends on who you ask. If you want to avoid buying engineered foods, buy food that is labeled 100% organic have your own chicken coop, start your own garden. Purchase products with the butterfly, non-GMO label. Opt for unprocessed foods. And if you happen to do no other choice but to get it, GMO foods, make sure there's only one ingredient. All right, purchase grass-fed beef if you have a farm. How do you know it's grass-fed? Because they said it's grass-fed?
You don't know.
And organic dairy. Okay, well, that hasn't been proven that all GMOs or bioengineered foods are harmful, but we need to be insightful, we need to read and educate ourselves. In conclusion, the FDA needs to be more people-oriented than money and business-oriented. Now, what happened this past January? Mandatory labeling, and that's why you saw, but she read that these items are bioengineered, so that you will have some knowledge of what you're eating. So I'm gonna end by saying, stay informed and shop wisely.
All right.
I see that only in America that they allow it to have Italy, Sweden, Russia, a lot of places they don't allow it. So what's wrong with America? FDA, I found out about 20 years ago, I had a girlfriend from the studio, well, we were shooting a show, she was a makeup artist. She said she worked for FDA, she did makeup part-time. And I asked her about the FDA, she said, girl, the FDA is all about this. They don't care what it is. If you can't pronounce it, that 3 ingredients that are strong condition, you find something else to eat. So both got the baby back.
I wanted to say thank you so much, Elder Turner, for that.
Thank you. That was vital information. Surprise.
What were you saying? Absolutely. You have a question? So, but we're giving you the information, so we're not politicians here. So what are you saying? Okay, but what does that have to do with right now? But it's been out for years. It didn't just come out. We have to vote. We have to be engaged. Well, but all politicians don't know that information. That's the FDA. No. You don't want to get them confused, Obi. And I'm up for the game today. But no, we are misinformed. Follow the dollars. That's the FDA. You can't put everything on the politicians because we vote them in. We vote them in. We let them stay in. We don't go. We don't even vote. And then we mad. They're not. I know. Fuck all you want to. I love you anyway. But I'm gonna tell you this: we can't put everything on the politicians. We have to do our due diligence. We put these people. Do we hold the FDA accountable?
No.
We don't hold it accountable. It's not all the politicians. We don't do our due diligence. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've been hearing about this for over 20 years.
Yep.
No, it's okay. I love you dearly. But I'm trying. I got it. But you're not gonna come here and try to make this government for me. And it's not. I don't know. I got it.
So at the end of the meeting, can we contact
But at the end, we'll talk about it because I'm not a politician, so you coming at me is not gonna do it. And I cannot let you disrupt this meeting. No. Because you keep talking about the ways and means, which is Congressman Davis. He ain't here. No, yes it does, because you're making it having to do something with it. And I'm sharing with you, we're gonna order this week. Amen. Because I'm female, you're not wrong. But I'm sharing with you, we can talk offline, you can write letters, we can support, you can do petitions, but not disrupt this meeting. Okay. No, you don't disrupt this meeting. That's not fair to us, and that's not fair to me. Because let me share something with you. I'm just bringing enlightenment. So don't shoot the messenger. But your question about ways and means, she can't answer that. How? She not a politician. How she gonna answer ways and means? No, you want to give it now. You want to stand up and attack her, and you ain't gonna do that. Yes, you are, and yes, you mean on move on. We gonna move on. No, you didn't, but you're not gonna disrupt this meeting. Ways and means, we ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's okay, but talk to your friend. Go on with your agenda.
So the next thing, and I wanted to share, even with ice cream, it has antifreeze in it. That's what helps it freeze to keep it cold. So this guy, how many years has ice cream been around? Okay, so it's been going on for years and years and years. And we can be at it with each other, but we got to go to the people that's going to make a difference. We're going to rally together. Yes, sir. Stand up, sir. You represent the church. Well,
I'm myself as well. I used to work for the chocolate bar. We used to teach people how to cook. Bring home cook back in the home. Right. And like you said, like all the official stuff, it's ways to cut all that up. If we start like chicken stuff, instead of buying it in the can, cook the chicken, get the broth off of that, pack it up, freeze it up. You got fresh chicken broth for whatever you decide to prepare. If you decide to prepare a rice dish, you got something fresh and organic. And like for vegetables, we can grow our own vegetables. You know, that's what organic is. Having your own stuff right out there. We've been doing organic for years.
Yeah. You know? And you know what? We have been advocating to get home economics back in the school. Yeah. To teach our babies and the youth and people how to cook a balanced meal. Because when you look at people on walkers and heart issues, you want to know what that's from? Eating years and years of poison. That's where it's really come. Our obesity and why we came, all of that is from years. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's years and years of eating poisons in our system.
This is true. But you know what, like you say, like years of eating poison. Everything that we eat for like salad dressing, mayonnaise, everything can be made by ourselves. I have done it, I do it myself. You know, that way you get it. Fresh ingredients, fresher, it's better for you, and it's more healthy.
I agree.
You know, everything is fresh. We ain't got all that, all the physical preservatives and all the stuff that you can't see. You know, you got all stuff that you know, like dill, all regular herbs and ingredients that you can pronounce that is very good for you, but you have to make it and use it within a certain amount.
But you got to know how to do it. You got to know how to do it. You got to have the time to do it. And so we're here to plant seeds to make you want to do better. We're here to plant seeds so that you can look at what you're eating and why, and is that what you really want to do, or do you want to make your own? That's all we can do is plant seeds. We're not a restaurant. We're not politicians. We're just a community organization empowering the community with knowledge. Amen? Amen. Amen. I know we get a little hot. It's okay. Y'all right with us. We all good. I love to be up with you. But we disagree. We can agree to disagree. Amen. Okay. Amen. Pastor Tyson, we're going to have our community watch because you need to know what's going on in the community. Look at she back. Old days, man, old days. Healthy days.
When strawberry was red on the inside and not white.
As with our food, things are going on. And as with our food, things are going on behind the scenes. If we watch the news, we know that things are going on in our communities, and we have to be vigilant and watchful. Please, when you get in and out of your car, when you reach your destination, don't just jump out and plunge to go where you're going. Stop, take a moment, survey your surroundings, and then if you feel safe. And another thing, if you get an inkling or a feeling that something's wrong, 9 times out of 10, it is. So let's be vigilant. And what, above all, let's watch and pray. There's a lot of robberies going on. There's a lot of carjacking going on. But a lot of things we can kind of go around if we are vigilant. Sometimes we can prevent things from happening to us just by being watchful. The next thing I want to mention briefly is that now in the midst of, we've been caught with flooding. Flooding was the Chicago area was hit hard, but there are a few things that we can do. No, we can't stop the flood, but there are some things that we can do to make it better for ourselves. And one of the first things that homeowners need to do is check to see if you have flood insurance. When you get your homeowner insurance, most of the time, it does not include flood insurance. There's a map that you can look on to see if you are in a flood zone, and you have to go to your insurance company and request flood insurance. There are some things that you can do. It's coming up to fall, but we have to keep our gutters and our drains clean. We have to even look because, yes, the street sweepers come by, but they don't always get all the dirt and debris off of the sewage holes. So we can check those and be vigilant, and as Dr. Biggs said, when we see that they're not clean, call our city and ask them to come out and clean the facility, because when your house gets flooded, you're stuck with the damage. There are some products. There is something called a flood sensor that you can get. You can get them from Amazon, and they range in different prices. Also, there are some Flex Seal and some other products that you can get, and you can seal around your basement walls. That will help prevent some of the water damage. You can also, if you haven't done it, put your appliances, those that you can move, put them on tall blocks to heat. That will sometimes alleviate the water from getting to the motor of your appliance and destroy your appliance. And most of all, we have to watch. And when we hear these announcements, if we have things sitting around on the floor, things that we can move, things that we can get up, and they give a flash flood warning, get those things up off the floor, and that prevents a lot of water damage too. So we just have to be watchful and use the materials and the things that are there for us. I saw a lot of flood sensors and different types of sensors that Amazon had that you could get. And what they will do is they will alert, they'll give a beep or something to let you know if the water is coming in. That's all I have for today.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all she had, but that's plenty. I didn't know pretty much anything that you just spoke about.
I mean, but that's what we just trying to empower. We just want to empower the community. Do you have a question? Come on up. Huh? Come on up.
And once you come in, check out the strawberries you eat is white on the inside. The strawberries that you eat, that's white on the inside, so they're not real. When I was a little girl, I lived on the farm.
Oh, pretty good. Come on. You want to come up here one more?
Oh, did she got like
Okay.
No, this is it's not flood insurance. We cannot get flood insurance in this area because it's also flooded zone. Your insurance company will give it to you just to get money. But it is not called flood insurance. It is water back.
Water backup.
Water backup.
Thank you.
Wow. That is good.
As we speak, the contractor is in my basement working right now.
Okay.
I did not have to wait on paper. I got 11, I did apply, but paper. And I got a lesson twice in Spanish. I have no idea. But yes, it's water back. And another thing, and if you're gonna get it when your insurance policy expires. When you get ready to renew, that is the best time to get it because it's cheap. If you call now and say, oh, I want to add water back up to my policy, it's going to cost way more. But if you get it when you renew, it is cheap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's crucial information. I know nothing about it. There's another question over there. Give her the mic with the red on. Oh.
Turn it on.
It's not a question, but a comment regarding FEMA. They said even if you get denied, please go back over and over again regarding FEMA. They will sometimes deny at first because of improper paperwork. Something was wrong, a period is off, something like that. Just keep going back and back and back again. If you have serious water damage, and they will eventually, due to your persistence, give you what you need.
Thank you
So
so
I
much.
also would like to add, Ms. Shirley, I would like to add an addendum to what you said about the drain. That on different insurance companies, they play with words. So drain and sewer, they're putting like Allstate and State Farm, they would add drain and sewer on your policy as opposed to flood damage or things of that nature. Because most of the people who flooded in our area, the water came from the drain. And so, please, you probably already have it in your policy, drain and sewer, so that you shouldn't really have a problem. Because I know State Farm and Allstate will put it in there, and this mine said drain and sewer.
Nationwide was good, nationwide.
So, please be aware of that.
Thank you. We give you that information. We give you to do that. And I also want to share, even when, she was speaking about the surroundings, you know, we had an incident this week too. And so it got so bad, SWAT was camped out in our yard.
Scott.
SWAT.
Oh, SWAT.
And the police towards our neighbors. And so we had to kind of go upstairs, and we were on lockdown, we couldn't leave the house because of armed robbery that they were allegedly accused of. And so we have to really be diligent about our surroundings, because one of the people in our house got ready to leave out, we had to come back in. It was like, get back in. We had to leave, we couldn't even let the dogs out. They were literally standing outside with guns drawn, rifles drawn. My daughter had left out her and my husband. Guess what? They couldn't even come back home until the evening.
Wow.
And so if there had been one bullet, they were going to shoot up my home. And then yesterday, the lady who got arrested wanted to have a conversation with me. Yeah, talking about, do I have cameras in the backyard? So let me.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, being very watchful and mindful, because unfortunately, there are people that are moving into communities, you know, and they stand out. And so they harbor on those of us who don't live that type of lifestyle. And they will try to bully and do whatever. And I'm a mandated reporter. And I work with the police. Yes, I need you to understand. So, you know, you try to get me to not tell the truth to the police, that you didn't come outside. We didn't see you either way, but we're not in there.
Okay.
Whatever you do, you do. And they do this to seniors and as well. So you got to be careful with that and be very mindful. Stay connected with your law enforcement in your area, in your neighborhood. Let, you know, stay connected. You know, may not like everything they do, nothing is an absolute, but still be connected. It's very traumatic. You know, I'm telling you, we're gonna move on with the meeting, but I had to share with my dogs, in the name of Jesus, hold it, can't hold it until we can get out of here. Because they were literally standing by the window under my ornament, standing there, all around my house, with guns. They were on the ground, they were behind trees. They blocked off the whole street.
Wow.
So this is real. And these things are happening. And if you're not abreast or know what to do, you know, he can have you running, but where are you gonna go? Wherever you drive to, criminals drive. People are people. You don't know. These are new neighbors. We don't know these people. And so just be mindful and very watchful of what's going on. As soon as something like that happens, call your loved ones and tell them nobody come. I don't want anybody coming here. Stay away. Okay? So, as we're moving forward, we're going to have
Right here.
If she can tell us what's happening, the state's attorney, what's happening in the 11th district, 15th district, Oak Park.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanya McGahee, and again, I'm the community liaison for the County State's Attorney's Office, Community Justice Center West. And what we are our satellite office of Kim Fox's office, and we are currently located in the building. And what we are working on is an event that will address vicarious trauma that we may experience as service providers. And so it's something, you know, listening to your story, Dr. Vivian, and also we having 2 kids shot in front of my home, one a year apart, and one actually collapsed in my driveway. I noticed that because of the work that I do, working with crime victims and working in the community, I experience vicarious trauma. And so if I experience it, I'm sure I'm not the only one. And so what I'm working on, and I'm partnering with Tanya and also Pastor Matt, on September 27th, we are looking to conduct a wellness forum, and that we want to bring coping skills, we want to bring coping tools to those of us who are working in the community so that we could hope again. We don't lose hope in our community. So it's a help to hope again event. And so we are seeking partnerships. If you are a service provider that provides mental health or trauma-informed care, we're looking to work with you. So if you could help us with tools, coping tools while we're working in the community, please connect with me after today's meeting, or if you can point me in the direction. As a community liaison for the office, we do know that the State Attorney's Office, we are a prosecution-based office, but we also are looking to bring public safety and also to increase the lifestyle, increase the living quality of life in our communities. And anyone that we want to bring resources and programs to the community. And so we're looking for partnership opportunities. So even if you want us to come to your agency or come and speak to at one of your events, we can have one of our assistant state attorneys come out and educate you on our different resources that the community can have through the Cook County State Attorney's Office, especially our victim witness unit. So again, connect with me after today's meeting. Thank you, Dr. B, and everyone else in the room.
Let us bring to the podium the tax doctor. That would be Anthony Travis. Let's give him a moment.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I would like for Obi Sting, Dr. Bing Sting. The reason I want you to witness this is because Obi and Dr. Bing and myself, we served on the government task force for property tax relief. So the last 3 years, we have been educating you and our community about property taxes. And I want you to understand that we are pushing the We the People campaign. And what we stand for is 4 points. The consolidation of 102 counties down to 50. The consolidation of 859 school districts down to 50. Liquidation of townships and remove the school funding from the property tax system. If we did number 4, that would save you $20.8 billion off of your property tax. Folks, we spend 61.5% of our property taxes to these schools. And as I told you last month, in 1942, we had 12,000 school districts. 10,000 was one-room schools.
Was one word?
One-room schools. 10,000. Okay? What we notice in Florida, and I want you to understand these numbers. Florida have 2,800,000 students. 2,800,000 students. And they got 69 schools. 69. Folks, Illinois is the laughing stock of the country. We have 9,000 units of government. 9,000. 9,000.
That's a bit much.
Okay. Now, one of the things that we found out, being part of the government task force, is that the governor in his 2020 State of the Union address, he told us in the General Assembly, Illinois has 2 million units of government.
Huh?
Yes, the governor told us.
Say it again.
The governor told us that Illinois have 2 million units of government. And he told the General Assembly, you guys, both sides of the aisle, both political parties, need to make it easier for people like us, taxpayers, to cut their hand. Now, the Democrats did a report from the task force. And on page 17 of their report, they tell us the reason why they want to fix something is because they'll be holding to their friends, their family, jobs, and contracts. And because they're beholden to that clientele is why they don't fix it. And so we have coming up September 20th, a meeting with the speaker, our coalition with the people, the state of Illinois. So, on your behalf, we will be meeting with the speaker on these points to get him to understand if we're going to say this thing, we're going to have to make some radical changes. I would say, and this comes from the IRS, we lost 105,000 citizens. They migrated out of our state. We lost $10 billion in taxable income. And every year, the IRS follows the money from A to Z. They follow that money. When your friend decided to move to Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Florida, and Texas, they're taking their money with them. And when you're supposed to take their money with them, who do you think will have to make up the difference in the taxes? We are. So, we're saying to all of you, we need you to be just as vigilant about your health issues and these taxes. Now, who has the major say-so? over this stuff in Springfield. So we're gonna need you to call your state rep, your state senator, and tell them we need to overhaul this system because I can't afford these taxes. And one thing about Dr. Bing, her taxes was on display.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Andrea Rudd, who's a friend of ours, she lives in a $500,000 house in Chicago. Dr. Bing's taxes is higher than hers.
600,000.
Is that fair?
Heck no.
Heck no. But I'm 69 years old. In 1969, I was just coming out of John Hay at the Great Center, 1018 North America.
It was a very good year.
Yes, it was. We had a constitutional convention down in Springfield. Let me see your hands. How many did you know we had a constitutional convention in 1969?
Never even heard of it.
Raise your hand.
Never even heard of it.
Never heard of it. But folks, because of what happened in 1969, 1973 years ago, is why we're in this quagmire today. I see the courts told Springfield, when they found that the property tax was unconstitutional, the courts told the state, you must go and create a statewide revenue stream, like income tax and state tax, sales tax. Because you gotta make up the lost revenue that the schools and municipalities is gonna lose, like property taxes is unconstitutional. Now, how many of your state reps, your state senators, ever told you that? Because they don't get that. So.
Are we talking to Sean Ford?
He doesn't even know.
Oh, wow.
So we're stuck in a situation where I have a friend. She just sold her house in Olympic Fields. She said, Travis, you may not believe this, but there's so many vacant houses in Olympic Fields.
I've seen them.
Vacant houses in Olympic Fields.
I've
People
seen
can't
them.
afford it.
I've seen them. I've seen them.
Okay? Yes.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. The mask. Can't hear you.
To the mic. Speak right into it.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My friend who lives in Olympic Field, she sold her house down. But she also see there are so many empty houses because people can't afford it. Okay? Now, that's why we the people campaign is pushing out this. Because one of the people I love the most is you, the taxpayer.
All right.
We love taxpayers. But without taxpayers, who's gonna pay the bills? Okay.
We look like Gary Indiana.
Well, true. But let me say this, Cassie. I'm a former village trustee in Maine. Folks, you gotta pay taxes to fund the things you want to know with municipality. But you don't have to use property taxes. That's the point I want to drive home. We do not have to use property taxes. And once we get you to understand that, then you begin to push that philosophy. Then we get Springfield to help save this state because last time I checked, the tax tag some. And it didn't come back. Say they don't have to tell them, it's going to sink. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
The alternative where you can use cannabis, you use sales tax, you use income tax, capital gain, Wall Street, financial transaction tax, casino, gaming. When you, even life, when you look at what we need to spend money on, and we talk about education, we can put an educational fee on everything to fund education. But why? That at the convention, our delegates knew Hawaii was funding their education system through the general fund. California now fund their education through the general fund. Because what it does, it takes the pressure off of the inherent racist system of income tax that's destroying not only Illinois, but a lot of other states. Okay, so don't let no elected official tell you that there's not other ways that we can raise money.
All right.
How do you make sure that it doesn't, like say cannabis uses drops, then that money that needs to be replaced, how do you guarantee that that money will be in the system in order for say gambling, people stop gambling, that will be in the system that is fixed rate, like we know we're going to fund our school system to a tune of 10 billion, we know we need 10 billion, we're not depending on, fluctuating businesses.
What you do is you have a multitude of streams of how you raise revenue. So you're not dependent on one system to bring in money you need to school. And that's why consolidation is important, because once you consolidate, then you get a finite picture of how much you might really need. And one of the criticisms I get, or push that I get, what about all these jobs? And I take the position, I don't hear them same folks talking about how can we help you if you lose your property because you pay your taxes. Okay? And so my concern is you losing your house, not this guy getting six-figure income, because it takes all of us to make him or her get that 6 figures. Okay? Thank you.
So, but there's no information on here who to contact or anything like that.
Yeah, to the left, right here. Yes.
Oh, Daddy's Club, they've got you.
I wanted to share with you, remember, doing this about 3 or 4 years, that you understand that the state, the Illinois State Constitution states that they're supposed to pay the majority of education, not us.
We, being citizens of Illinois, pay for the system, right? So,
But it's not supposed to come.
we should never remove ourselves.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not.
They're supposed to put it in a general fund.
Yes.
It's set up to where only the homeowners can pay. The businesses, that's why they're leaving. If you are a renter, that's why your rent is going up. And if you are a homeowner, you cannot afford, my taxes were over $14,000 for 1 year. For a $98,000 home, because they have it only coming from homes or those who own property. That's not fair.
Oh, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
No, I hope you understand the process. But that's why, when they say consolidate, you've got principals who have maybe 1,200 students, making almost $5,000. Superintendents making almost about $5,000 a year. For 1,200 students. When you had Janet Jackson, who had over 200 and something thousand students, and she was only making maybe $200,000.
And they're studying increasing their salaries because you got all the friends on board and cousins on board, increasing all of their salaries in these townships that we don't need. And it was also stated that they could not stop it back then because of the family members who were a part of it. Is it right? And so now we're saying the system, and as you can see, with all the money that they've been getting, it was still not equal. Our kids still couldn't read. They still couldn't write. They still couldn't do math. So there's got to be something else to this thing. So we've got it top-heavy. Well, all the administrators are getting all the money. And our babies don't even have computers. They don't have books. But you're still taking our taxes and you're studying preaching for what? You know, so we've got to make changes so that our kids can really be educated, so they can be marketable. You know, they go to a job and they can't, you know, for interviews, they can't read. They can't, you know, I mean, they can't even fill out an application. And then when they tell them the school that they came from, that's a slight difference as well. That's unspoken. So and then when these superintendents are retiring, they're retiring at $1 million. They have 1,200 students. And they work blue in the school. So it's okay, a labor's worker is hired, but you got to do your job. And they're not doing their job. They're just sitting there for the pension. We see all of this connected to points. It goes all the way down. Once you start dealing with consolidation, then you start, you know, with the taxes, you start dealing with consolidation, you start dealing with the pension. It's all connected. And so all these things that we're doing has to do with loving yourself to life. Everything we speak, we're going to keep speaking on it. Let me share with you. I'm so glad that this young lady is here. Thank you. Because you know what? We are dealing with loving yourself to life. A celebration of love that we're going to have a big thing this year. But it's because self-love. If I'm eating stuff that's hurting me, then I got to change. Because that's not self-love. But the only way you're going to know it's not good for you, somebody has to plant the seed. You have to do your production. We can't just tell you everything. Because we don't have time. But we can plant the seed. We want to be a part of Mr. Haiti. We're now coming together. We're going to have a disaster preparedness conference. And we started out at the churches already, and now we are reaching out. We're going to have a panel. We did it. We started in 2018 to save lives. We had domestic violence up there. We had FBI. We had CAPS. We had police department. We had all of the things in ComEd, because we go in and we go through the facility with the police, with CAPS. They know. We go through it with CAPS, and we share what doors need to be open, what doors need to be closed, what time we need to close them. All of these things are what we address. That's with in-house. Then we have a active shooter film strip where we show the film strip in regards to active shooter. And we tell you what to do and how to do it. And then after that, we have another meeting with the congregants or the school or whoever's there. And guess what we do? We have questions and answers, and we also give out certificates of participation. Well, we're getting ready to do that again. So we would love you to be our part. We have mental coaches, so we are certified in that personally and the organization. We will be having something at the Austin Library. No, at the Austin Town Hall. We're going to have one there. We are working with the 15th district. We are coming together with having something. We want to do survival kits and putting information in the survival kits. But survival kits, even with your banking, people need to know how to bank. That's a part of survival. That's a part of self-love. If every month my checks are bouncing, because I've never been really taught how to reconcile my bank books or things that I need to do, it's a problem. If
they keep going to the currency exchange, spending all those fees, it's a problem. We were pushing this work with greatest credit union in the past. And we were making sure that people were educated in regards to the importance of banking. Everything that you do is a part of self-worth. Loving yourself to life. So we want you to be a part of, and you're like, we got to have that. I told them about the opioids, the fentanyl strips, and all that. That has to be in your past. Because let's say it may not be a flood, this is something like man-made, it's considered a disaster to a certain degree. And you've got to give them that Narcan. So all these things, we want to make sure we sat down and met with him, and we were able to look at packets, price them, and see who we can get to underwrite some of these survival kits. We gave them out before. They weren't as intense as what we see we need now, but back then we gave about 2,000 of them out. The Black Nurses Association had donated, and they were a blessing to the community. We know it's time is ticking. We've got a lot going on. We understand. But we're just asking that if you want to be a part of your prospective places, how many of them need to know about survival, need to know how to address certain things in your Alderman Tully Farrell about it. He's on board and supporting and being a part of it. We would like that in regards to this community, because if something happens, the police have a plan, but do we have a plan? Do you have a plan in your home? Do we have a plan on our blocks or in our community? We don't have a plan. And so with that, we're going to do a template of what a plan may look like. So when you go into your home, you know what your home looks like. And do you have a fireproof safe that has an extra set of car keys in it? Do you have your ID? Do you have an extra Social Security card? So do you have a driver's license in it? Do you have your passport in that safe? So that if something happens, you can still address it and access your documents to say you are who you say you are. If there's a flood, I hope it's waterproof. I think it is. I have one in the house. But to make sure that you are safe and that your identity won't be taken. You won't have to go through that. God forbid something happens, you have to go to the hospital and try to figure out who it is. So those documents are very important. We are now, the next phase is reaching out to FEMA. They have ongoing training. I know 15 districts have something on the 10th of September. I think, you said maybe? Maybe? Okay. Well, if not, I know I want to set a date for us to have that training. I've already spoken with, in October, I've already spoken with the Austin Town Hall. They have a room upstairs, about 40, 50 people, and we want to start rolling it out. We want to roll it out in the churches. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. Safety is safety. We know today we have to kind of deal with some things in regards to public safety, dealing with natural disasters and man-made disasters. And this is the package that we come in. This is a draft, but this is an emergency. This is for churches, but we have it for the other entities as well, to where you actually go in and when we sit down, you fill in the people who will be responsible. Like if there's a fire, who's going to be the media person? They already know who's going to do what, so people are not scrambling around. And then after that, you're going to go and we have the names. We leave a copy there with the church. We leave it there with the business. We leave it there with the entity, whatever that entity is. And then we're now in the process of trying to make sure that we have just a one sheet for the home. It's just a template. You know what you need if there is an emergency. But these are questions that will spark your interest in regards to questions that you need to ask, and everybody's on the same page. Because, sometimes things happen, there's not numbers where they need to be, nobody knows who to call, nobody knows what to call, and I know this is kind of long, but there's a lot of things happening out here. And back then, when we first started this, we got a lot of flack. People were looking upside our heads like, are you crazy? A natural disaster? Really? You know, active shooters. Like I shared the other officer. We were the first one over here dealing with active shooters. Oh, that's a little inhumane. Why would you want to bring that to the schools? I mean, that was told to us. We got a lot of pushback. Oh, metal detectors in the schools? Are you kidding? These are our children. Now they're fighting for it. Now they're saying, what plan do you have? Now they're saying, we better have action. So we want to be reactive instead of proactive. So it sounds funny until it hits your door. When that flood of water came in, let me just keep it real. I don't care how many cups you try to scoop it out with, it's still coming. And so I know it's saying, you know, so now is the time to position yourself. So if something happens, you're not running around trying to figure out what to do. That's what this is all about. And so back then in 2018, before COVID hit, that was how do you call it, man-made disaster. You know, we were trying to empower people. So instead of you not knowing what to do, mental health, people were depressed, people were going through, people were committing suicide. You have hope. When these disasters come, you're not standing there like, I don't know what to do. The phone's not working. Whatever, everything's shut down. People, fires, look at all the fires. We gotta go outside and can't breathe. We gotta be mindful of the stuff that's happening. And we're going back into the school. We're going back with the active shooter training, and not only that, what if the school catches fire? What y'all gonna do? You all have fire drills, but is there a plan in the home to where if my daughter's school catches on fire, she has plans on what to do to get in contact with me? We don't think about this, but we should, because this is the world that we live in. And so instead of us waiting until something happens to try to figure it out, let's have a plan. That's all. You all work with youth all the time. You go into homes. I think those kids who are dealing with the Department of Family and Children Services, those parents, they need money. They don't think about that. A lot of times people are just in survival mode. I'm just trying to figure out where to put food on my table. If you have not been there, and you're not thinking about all this stuff. So anything come and blindside you fall apart. But if you have a plan, you can keep it together. And not only for you, but for your family. Amen? Are there any questions? We'll close it down. Yes, please. You'll start out and anybody else have announcements. So glad you came. Pastor Taylor, you're going to call me.
Good morning again. I'm Jill from Alderman Chris Kelly Affairs Office. Just wanted to let you know we have 2 shred events coming up. One this Saturday, the 9th at 6700 West North Avenue in the old US Bank building. So bring all your documents to be shredded. And we're also having another one next Saturday, the 16th, at the 15th District parking lot, 5701 West Madison. Yes, Sergeant Brown, I see your eyes going up, but we are having one there next Saturday. And also, one more thing. FEMA is in the community. However, if we still have senior citizens who have had floods and they still have not applied to FEMA. At our office, we are helping seniors to fill out the application. We have computers here for them. So if you know any seniors who have not applied and who have flood, they are still taking stuff out of their basement. So please let them know to contact the Alderman office.
And the Alderman office will help with getting the stuff out of the office?
Yes.
I mean, out of their basement?
Yes, we've done that for the last 4 weeks. So every week is a week by week with streets and sand. Okay. So, depending on how many.
And this is the first time they ever helped you?
The very first time. And they did it 5 weeks in a row. So again, they will come to your house and take everything out of the basement. No charge. No nothing. This is the city. So again.
time of the readiness is 10 to 1 on both days.
10 to 1 on both days.
Sorry, did you have something more?
The Sunday we'll be having fishing with the first responders in the back of the fund, starting at 10 a.m. Bring your family, come enjoy it. We also with FEMA, FEMA was working out of our office in 15th district. Now they are working in the West Garfield area. If you really haven't had a chance to get your stuff filled out, the DRC Center is right in Columbus Park in the field house. You can go over there and get your stuff filled out. They'll do it for you there. Other than that, we may do a mobilization next week with FEMA to take them to the hardest hit areas also. That's still to be determined. If you are on our Instagram or Facebook page, I might send you a flyer. Keep getting my flyers. I will send that out. Oh, also, I have Lieutenant Mark.
Is he working on part?
No, he's visiting and following us around from Ireland. So he came all the way from Ireland to see.
Ireland. Wow.
He just seeing our community and our organization's relationships with important that he see how we 15 district is the police station, so 15 district is part of the community.
Right. Right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let me remind you that the Chicago Proposition 2024 Public Budget Hearing needs you. It's all taking place on Wednesday. Please, if you have a question or comment, please line up here. Chicago Park District invites you to share budget ideas with leadership at the annual public budget hearing, Wednesday, September 20th, at Bosco Park, 1312 South Racine Avenue. Registration starts at 5 p.m. The budget hearing starts promptly at 6 p.m. Sign up in person, and the website is chicagoparkdistrict.com or call 312-742-7529.
Real quick.
Anyone else have?
Everyone kind of did a lot of cars. So once again, my name is Vincent Carter. I'm with Transformer Entry Services. I work with Dr. Reverend. Our primary function is to make sure our entry population has their identification. That's their birth certificate, their social, and their ID. Now, saying that, this is not solely for the reentry population. That's who we deal with. So I'm saying this to say, if you know some people that need their identification for whatever reason, tell them to give us a call. We're going to try to help them. Along with doing Transforming Reentry Services, it's formerly known as Men and Women in Prison Ministry. A lot of y'all might know it as that. That's what it was for the last 20-something years with Reverend Green. She just recently changed the name to Transforming Reentry Services, because that's literally what she has done. She's transformed the way it looks and what these guys can expect coming out of these institutions. But I also like to say that she really dug deep into armor protection. She worked hand in hand with opioid task force. So with that being said, we get to intersect with so many different demographics of people that need our help. The homeless, what we refer to as the addicts. We try not to use that anymore, but that's what we most commonly term. But we deal with these people a lot, and they need our help. It's getting cold. I hear a lot of what's going on in here. I love what's going on in here. I definitely want to be part of it as I can. But I see these people every day, the homeless and those on the triads, and people that are suffering from these addictions. So I just want to throw out there that a lot of our services are extended to help them as well. They happen to be ex-offender or justice impacted. So anyone justice impacted, that means arrested at all for any reason, come see us. We're going to try to help you navigate what you need to do to just move forward.
Phone number for the camera, for those who are watching.
Phone number is 312-328-9610.
Again.
312-328-9610.
Website.
The website, transformingreentry.org. We got we working on it. We got that little barcode thing coming. I sent it up in front of the camera, my phone was ringing in the feed. But
All
yeah, I
right.
got cards in for you guys, and all the information is on those cards.
Wonderful.
For both offices.
All right. Thank you.
Be one of the panelists too, because we had someone in the past helping with IDs and stuff. And so now I'm glad that they've come along, transforming reentry services, so that's good. And so you can just come right on in, we can have it again, because the state's attorney, we work with that as well.
Beverly Walker, she knows y'all, she sent me over here.
Yeah.
And she is definitely going to be coordinating with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Be safe, everyone.
Go right here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sean Price. I'm the director of the Peace and Justice Center for Blvd Incorporated. The reason that I'm here is because I wanted to talk to you briefly about the Peace and Justice Center to let you know the various activities that we have coming there. The Peace and Justice Center, our focus is on activation for community around restorative justice. And for those of you who may not know what restorative justice is, it's about building relationships. It's about helping to repair harm. And we've seen a great deal of harm in our community.
Yes,
so
sir.
again, we want to focus in and utilize the community to help tell us what it is that they need. And we want to focus in on ways in which we can help to repair harm and then build those relationships with systems that have historically not been helpful to us. So again, we want to connect around that. We've been working with the 15th District and Sergeant Brown. I have some of his people that are going to be participating in Peace Circle. We do this work through Peace Circles and having folks sit in the circle and have real conversations about what's going on and what's taking place and things that have happened to them. We're also instituting a pilot where we're going to be utilizing Peace Circles to deal with stalking cases. And so we're going to be working with the 15th District around that as well. And so some of their officers, as I said, are going to be sitting in our Peace Circle. So I have handouts in the back just in case to let you know of some events that we're having coming up. So the first one that we're having coming up, we have one on Monday. We have a 4-day Peace Circle training. So it starts on 9/18, it goes all the way through 9/21. It goes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, this is something that you should be taking if you're interested in becoming a Peace Circle keeper, somebody who facilitates service. So we're looking for people in the community to be able to do that, and then we will compensate them for their time in terms of doing that. And the reason that this is critical is because we want people in the community to be a part of the solution for the process. Also, we want people in the community, when you talk about doing the work of having a circle keeper, there are people who are from the community who are there just to represent the community. When there's a conflict between neighbor or neighbor, and then you have people there who are talking about that conflict, you have somebody from the community who is there to take space and say, this is how this particular conflict is negatively impacting the community. So again, we want the community to be involved on the front end, we want them to be facilitating, and then we also want them to be able to provide a historical perspective in terms of how this is impacting the community as a whole. And as I said, you will be compensated for your time if this is something that you want to go through. So again, we have that one taking place from Monday 9/18 through 9/21. We also have another one that's from 9/25 through 9/28. That's going to be taking place from 6 to 9 p.m. for those who might not be able to get there during the day. So we just wanted to keep that one. If you are interested in becoming a circle keeper, you can join us every Tuesday of the month, beginning October 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. So again, you can have that. And then we're also doing a sip and paint. We like to have a good time over at Bill, just so you know. So again, we're doing a sip and paint where you can come in, and that's going to be taking place on Saturday, September the 23rd from 11 to 1. It says non-alcoholic, but if you sneak some alcohol in, I ain't going to be mad at you. So again, I'm just putting that on out there. Yes. All right, thank you very much.
You just read all the numbers. I agree with that. But I do have this.
It is the Bachelor International Charter School.
We congratulate them here because they just had their first podcasting training for the children, ages 12.
So, excuse me, you also have, there are adult classes available on YouTube, but I already have what I know. Last but not least, there is the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. We all have, children who don't have it, between the ages of 13 and 19. We have a monthly contest every week. And at higher level, we have cash prizes and scholarships. Go to higherlearning.org. Thank you. And yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiana. I'm the campus director for Blvd New Life, which is located on the northwest side of Chicago at 1140 North Lamont. And I stand before you just to let you know of the upcoming events that we have coming that's open for the community as well as Austin residents and neighboring communities as well. Okay, so we have today our first program will be starting, which is the free therapeutic horticulture for women veterans and also for spouse of men who serve and also daughters. So if you know anyone who has, they just need maybe some therapy or maybe they need a supportive outlet because of things that have happened while they serve or they are part of a family that serves, please, please, please have them reach out to me and we can give them that service and get them enrolled in that program. That starts today from 5:30 to 6:30, again located at 1140 North Lamont. Also, we have a night of step-in, so we know after a long week, right, we want to have some fun, we want to have, relax, relate, and release. So we do have a night of step-in coming up September 15th from 5 to 9 p.m. That is located on our campus at 1150 North Lamont, and it is open to the community. You are welcome to bring your own wine, your own beverages, and anything, or your own food. We just want you to come enjoy and have a great time. Also, we'll be offering a flu shot clinic, which is sponsored by Jewel Osco. That is September 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. at 1140 North Lamont. And so that is open to any community and neighboring communities that want to come in. They can't make it to the hospital or their local clinic, so they want to come in and get their quick flu shot. It is open to all ages. You do have to fill out some paperwork, and we're asking you to bring your insurance information. Also, we are in partnership with the organization called Rooted in Dignity, and that is preparing for end of life. So I know Dr. Binion was talking about how we all need to make sure that we're ready and we're staying prepared and we have a plan. So Rooted in Dignity is focused on making sure that you have your will, your testament, all those things in order before you lay to rest. So that is something that we know in the Black community that we struggle with, that many people do not have. Many people do not even look to prepare an end of life. We know that comes unexpectedly. So we want to be prepared before that happens, and we want to make it easier for our families before our transition.
Amen. Say that.
Lastly, we talked about financial wellness. We do partnership with PNC Bank, and they do help you create a new bank account and also come up with budgeting plans that will help you. That is a free resource. They are eager to help. They come on our campus every other Monday. The next day there is September 18th. They take walk-in. They're there at least from 9 to 1. If they're not on campus, they'll be happy to come back with you to schedule. If you need to schedule an appointment or if you can't make it on Monday, they're happy to work with you. Just let them know you came from that. And lastly, I'm sorry, I did have a lot of announcements. We are in partnership with Amazon, so we all know that they're opening a new facility on Division in Costner. If anyone is looking for employment, please, please, please reach out to us and these other organizations: Westside Health Authority, Build, Black Man United, Kelly Hall YMCA, and Austin People Action Center. We will help you prepare your profile and get ready if you want to enroll in that those job opportunities. Thank you. You all have a great day. I'm sorry. Ma'am, my other coworker was supposed to bring it. I did forget, but I can give you all my personal desk number and I can send you all this information as well. My personal desk number is 773-473-7884. Again, that's 773-473-7884. Thank you. Oh, my email is Tiana, so it's T as in Tom, Y as in yellow, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, A as in apple, @BethelNewLife.org. Does anyone need me to repeat that?
And before we close, Nikki Harvey is here from Congressman Danny Davis' office. We just want her to say hello. She's back there. Nikki.
are coming out. Amazon, Jobs, Division, and Cotton. And you know where the old flea market used to be, so that are not there anymore. Oh, across the street. Okay, so I guess we're going to adjourn this meeting, it's at 12 o'clock, and people have things to do, places to go, food to eat, things of that nature, it is lunchtime. And if Dr. Hardy could close us out. Yes, yes, ma'am. Please stay to the feet. Right here. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this meeting today. And we come back to your community to come with information, revelation, and knowledge. And after all that, Heavenly Father, God, thank you for understanding. As we depart from this place, but never from your presence, I ask that you go with us, and your word said you never leave us nor forsake us. I thank you in advance. So shall it be done.
Amen.
In Jesus' name,
Amen. Love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do about
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
When I point to you,
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under the wing, let me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
higher learning.
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
All right, here we go. Come on now. You gotta talk loud. A lot of people.
Queen Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Tayshawn Brown, Community Wellness Navigator with Chicago, and you are with Higher Learning Network.